Hi, everybody. I just want to walk you through some of the important stuff that you need to know for the AP test and the new test information that was just released on Friday. This is critical for you to understand, and that's why I'm making a video explaining this. And I also want to make sure that your parents know too, in case there are any questions. So let's start out with the letter that I am attaching to this email. So you should be able to see my screen right now. This letter is, I'm just going to walk you through some of the most important stuff on here. First thing you need to know is that the date of the test has changed. The date of the test is Wednesday, May 20th at 1 p.m. You are going to take the test at home. Now, I do realize one thing here, and that is that as of this moment, the governor of Wisconsin has not decided whether or not school will be in session in May. If I had to guess, if I had to put, if you're going to force me to guess, I would say that we will not be in school. But this, once again, is just me guessing. With that being said, this will still take place in this format. If something crazy happens between now and then, and we are back in school right before finals, you are still going to be taking the test in this manner because a huge portion of the United States has canceled school for the rest of the year. So one thing I do want to let you know is that unlike many other tests, for instance, the GCSEs, the A-levels in Great Britain, and the International Baccalaureate tests, the AP tests decided to continue on. Those tests were canceled. The reason why they did this is because they did a random sampling of AP students to decide whether or not they wanted to still take the tests, and 91% of students said they would. So what they are doing right now is scrambling to create an online environment for taking these tests. You will be taking the test at home using your computer, laptop, or iPad. As it says in the letter, it is a worst case scenario for you to use your phone. Do not use your phone, okay? There will be no multiple choice tests. There will be no multiple choice test. The AP Lang test this year is a single essay. It will be a rhetorical analysis prompt. So what that means is on the day of the test, you are going to get the link to the active testing environment. You are going to read a passage, analyze that passage, and write an essay in 40 minutes, which is absolutely what we've been gearing towards this whole time. Except it's just one essay. Previously, as you all know, it was going to be 3 essays for 2 hours and 15 minutes plus the multiple choice section. Instead, we are just doing the rhetorical analysis. Why they have done this is because rhetorical analysis is what every AP student starts with at the beginning of the school year. So they feel like that is the test that they can use that is going to best gauge your learning. So what you're going to do is you're going to get that passage, you're going to read that. It's either going to be like a speech, a letter, it might be, there have been eulogies before, it's going to be something like that. And you're going to be given 40 minutes to read it, analyze it, and then 5 minutes will be given to you to upload it. Now, you can handwrite this essay and take a picture of it or type the essay. If you type the essay, I would strongly encourage you to use a keyboard or something like that. If you handwrite it, make sure that you're using pen. If you are someone who receives testing accommodations like time and a half, you will be given that extra time automatically with the computer through the testing software, and we've been assured that that will just automatically be added to your test. If you pass this test, so it would be a 5 out of 6 on the rhetorical analysis rubric, you will receive the college credit that you would have received by passing the entire test. The AP has ensured that with the different colleges that they've consulted about it. You can use notes or textbooks. So to me, this is just an absolutely wonderful advantage that you have in this horrible time, this really stressful time. You can use notes or textbooks, okay? So what that's going to look like for us is we're going to actually do a lesson on that, on what you should be including to make sure that you remember how to write a rhetorical analysis essay. Now, during the test, there's going to be maybe for some of you a slight urge to want to consult with friends. But here's the thing, you don't have time. You're just not going to have time to do that. You have 40 minutes. You're not going to have time to Google the passage and read up on the passage. You're not going to have time to Google the person and read up on the person. You're going to have to do it like it's a normal testing environment just because you don't have time. The other thing is too, is that we've been told that there are going to be many, many different prompts given out. And so you might, race to ask a friend and they might have a different passage. There have also been other things that they have ensured us that are some pretty high-tech anti-cheating measures that they were actually not going to tell us just because they want to keep it secret. If I had to guess, I would guess that at some point during the test, they're going to maybe ask for access to your camera and take a picture. I don't know. I cannot confirm that. Once again, this is me guessing because we've been told that teachers are going to get copies of the tests within like 2 weeks of the test happening. So I have a feeling they're going to, just like they do for the ACT entry ticket, when you take it on a Saturday morning, have you have your teacher match a picture of you from the testing window to the person. So I think we might be asked to help with cheating in that way. So once again, try to make sure to use your iPad or laptop. Do not use your phone. You can't have the window open in two different windows. So you can't like have your phone with the prompt and then the essay writing on a different thing. It has to be on the same device. If you have limited internet access at home or your internet isn't working, please contact me immediately because we have ways to getting you internet hotspots. This also means, though, that you need to consult with your family in order to have a quiet testing place at 1 o'clock on May 20th. You need to have a place where you can sit and be quiet by yourself and think, and make sure you don't have brothers and sisters running around. If you are in charge of babysitting for your brothers and sisters that day, you need to talk to your parents right now to make sure that someone is available for you to make sure that you can test. So this is something that you need to start working on right now if one of these situations applies to you. Now, if you do not test on that day, on May 20th, you want to take it later, there is going to be a potential for a makeup day, but as of right now, you have to have it that day. Like I said, there's a potential for a makeup day in June, but that is going to be after school is out. Your teachers might not be available to help you. And I just don't want to risk it. So make sure that you're available that day. You can use handouts, you can use notes, and that's really it. Okay, so I wanted to just walk you through this letter just to talk to you about the important stuff. And then there's a couple things else that I want to talk to you about. So through the rest of the school year, you're going to be working on the satire unit that started today. If you're on a day 1, day 2, you'll start it tomorrow. Satire unit begins. You're going to have that for 5 class periods. After the satire unit is over with, we are going to start rhetorical analysis review. This is going to be your test review that we're going to do every single session. We're going to do rhetorical analysis test review for this test. You have the opportunity to get feedback from me and just do great activities that's going to help you really with this test. You're going to have opportunities to make note sheets. You're going to have opportunities to practice your intro paragraphs. You're going to have all sorts of opportunities to make sure that you pass this test and get the college credit for this class. This is a very challenging time for everyone in the world, and if it's any indication what other people have been talking about and what the Surgeon General said the other day, it's only going to get harder this next couple of weeks. And I'm going to encourage you to really try to keep a normal pattern and try to keep as much normalcy as you can in your life. And that's going to include engaging in our lessons and making sure that you're stimulating your mind and trying to focus on school, because that for some of you might feel really good. And what else is going to feel really good is controlling what you can control. So the world feels really crazy right now. I know it does for me, but something that you can do right now is to start practicing and studying for this test. And it's something that you can do to help yourself feel better about the situation and control what you can control. So I'm going to encourage you to really dig into these lessons. As soon as the satire unit is over with, you will be working on test preparation. While I'm discussing this, I do want to say one last thing about test prep. We've decided, all the AP Lang teachers have decided that on May 6th, so a month away, we're going to do a practice test. Everyone is going to log in, every single AP Lang student. Doesn't matter if you're a day one or a day two. Every single student is going to log on May 6th and do a practice test at 1 p.m. And why we are doing this is just so that you all can feel the 40 minutes. You all can feel what it's like to have 5 minutes remaining to get logged in, and you all can feel what it's going to be like in your house to take such a high stakes test. So we want to make sure that you're practicing this so that you have a space, you have your internet's making sure you're working, and that you're not going to be disturbed within that 45-minute time frame. So I just wanted to talk to you really briefly about the differences this year in the test, and open it up for questions now that I've explained it really thoroughly, so that if you or your parents have any questions, you can email me and I can help you out. Okay. So I hope you're staying safe and healthy, and I miss you guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.